You're tuned into Raw Brilliance with Mansa J. We got a live one for y'all today.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'd like to welcome y'all back to another episode of Raw Brilliance. I am your boy, Mansa J. I'm here with my boy, King IU. And we got some things going on this week. We had the BET Awards. We had, that was one of the major things. We had everything that's going on in Philly and in Chicago that we're going to touch on. We got new artists that dropped today. Including Buster Bus back in this thing. He made his entrance again. WAP back out here, you know. And but we're gonna touch on a little bit of all of it. But right now though, what's going on with you, my G? Everything good with you?
Oh yeah, healthy, all well. You know, just another day, taking it one at a time.
Huh?
How you doing?
Man, I'm blessed, man. I ain't got no complaints, you know. Just steady trying to build and grind and spread the brand out here. But did you watch the BET Awards?
You know, I be at work. No, I ain't.
That nigga say I'm working. I gotta get this bread. Yeah, but it was cool though. It was virtual. It was, of course, it had to be, you know, with everything going on with COVID. So, but it was a good look though, you know. It was a few controversies as far as awards that were given out. The biggest one that people were talking about that I wanted to touch on a little bit was Meg Thee Stallion winning Rapper of the Year over Lil Baby. I got my opinion on it, you know. I'm gonna get into it, but I want to hear what you think about that, being a A&R and producer and, you know, musician. That's your point on it. Huh?
Didn't the fans have to vote on that?
I'm not even sure about that.
I mean,
But I don't think they did, though.
My take is, I mean, with all the things that's been going on, even if the fans didn't have to vote on that, you know, the powers that be are going to weigh in on Megan Thee Stallion. She has a lot of things that have transpired since after the shooting with Tory Lanez that it's like, hey, you know what, let's keep, you know what I'm saying, pushing this forward, you know what I'm saying, elevating
That
her.
was my first thought, bro. That was my first thought.
Outside of her just not, you know, having more, a bigger catalog than the baby right now.
It ain't even close. It ain't even close.
I mean, I don't think I need to say anything else. So that's no shade to him or anything else. It's just, it is what it is with that. It's very clear. I mean, we've seen it happen in the past with a lot of other people when, you know, they had their own little personal hiccups and, you know what I'm saying, things either go up or they go down. And
yeah, for sure.
they going way the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? She even has a Cardi B on her side that, you know what I'm saying, she got her own things going on, but it's like they constantly just, they pushing each other up and they still saying, hey, you know what I'm saying, girl power, you know, we gonna get through this. And
That's
whether
a
it's
fact.
relationship issues or it's their personal issues that so happen to catch the limelight, they persevering.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
And of course, you know, things gonna weigh in their favor. So, you know, still salute to her. You know, you can't take that away from her. I mean, I ain't had shit to do with it. So
Yeah, that was pretty much my whole thing with it was, though. It was like with everything that was going on, Lil Baby is artist of the year. Like that's just he just is. Meg did have, you know, a couple big songs or whatever, you know, with the WAP and with Savage. But Lil Baby, from his album to all the features that he did, that he killed, to his own songs, the song he dropped when all this stuff started or whatever with George Floyd. What's the name of it? Huh?
Believe it. I bet. Let me see.
I don't know.
It's a song with him, and there's another song with him with Moneybag, not Moneybag, but
He do got a song with Bags though. This
Dude, it's him.
yeah.
And you got another one with Money Man.
Oh yeah. He do. But anyway, he dropped songs that are very important and relevant. But I just think with everything that's going on, and you know, with Black women standing up and standing tall and stuff, BT want to push that narrative, and especially with everything that she's had to go through this year and still had major smash hits. Like, don't get it wrong, she had major smash hits. Like, she out here doing her thing. I just personally think Lil Baby had the biggest year in hip hop. Like not even close. He was on everything and killing everything. Like he pretty much stepped to the forefront. You know what I mean? In that top echelon of rappers this year. Like he's one of the top names that you need on the bill if you really trying to get shit popping, you know. So that was my only thing with it. But I'm not mad that she got it because one, I understand why she got it, and she did still have a huge year. So it's cool, you know. It all worked out. But in my opinion, I think Lil Baby was the artist of the year. Like he killed everything. I I don't know a song that he dropped that I didn't like or that I still don't have in my rotation right now. Even like the new songs that he dropped with Bags and shit, like those entered the track list too of mine, you know, for working out, clubs, like all types of shit, man.
I mean, I
So
personally feel when he did the song with George Floyd, well, about George Floyd, that as a person, as an artist, however you supposed to word that,
yeah,
that it was showing maturity and growth. I mean, because again, you're talking about a political issue from an artist standpoint. A lot of people go, oh, well, you know, he don't know nothing about that. You know, that's what they like to say about a lot of artists. But the fact that he did that and the way that energy just came up in that song, go like this real quick. Go like this. You got something in your head. Yeah, there you go.
oh, that's a fly.
But you know, so I feel
I
like, you know,
appreciate you.
it wasn't that many artists that were really stepping up and doing that. You feel me?
Yeah.
And he was the first. So, you know.
And he stepped up with a hit too, though. It wasn't just like a regular, you know, just I'm throwing this out here because it's like he really sat down, put thought into that, and delivered on it. You know, it was a
well put piece.
It was a solid track though, like for real. But yeah though, so he was popping that issue. But shout out to Rhapsody for getting lyricist of the year. You know, one thing you can't deny is the women of hip hop. They are really stepping up and stepping out now. Like they always been around, but it feels different right now. You know what I mean? Like they dominating. They like not just here, you know, like or got one or two making it. I feel like it's a lot from, you know, from you got Cardi, you got Meg, you got uh Rhapsody, you got
it's a revamp of the 90s.
huh?
I said it's almost a revamp of the 90s. Think about it. You had
It's a revamp.
You had a Queen Latifah.
But I think it's more heavy though.
Yeah, it's way heavier.
Yeah.
Straight again to the past, because they was the first ones to do. But it's like, bro, seeing this shit come back around in hip hop and them being as big in the front, not so much in the back of the scene.
Yeah.
I mean, cause think about it, we don't have BET and MTV curating people's videos like that no more. So the culture's changed completely. So now you're kind of, I ain't gonna say forced, but it's like, it's more apparent that, hey, bro, like, hey, they exist and they out here swinging. Like, you have to hear, you know what I'm saying, Cardi B, you gotta hear Meg. You know what I'm saying? You gotta hear Young Ma. So it's like,
hey, bro, I can't believe I forgot that name, but Young and May, like she.
Yeah, that's her name. Young
Yo, say I've been listening to her like because she ain't really been on the top lately, but she still been dropping some hitters though, like low key type shit. But yeah, it's one right now that's out, that's up though. But yeah, she fire, man. It's a few of them, dog. Huh?
I like her videos. She always got some dope ass videos.
Who?
Same person you're talking about. Young and Mad.
You got to scoop closer to the mic, bro.
No, I'm saying I like her videos. The same person.
Oh, okay. Okay. All
I
right.
Young Ma, but you said it's Young M. Young. What is it?
Young and May?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Like, nah, she fine though, bro. Got that swag on a trillion. Like, she out here a star for sure. And then you got it's so many, bro. Like, I be hearing, and then you got like what's old girl name that's out of, I think she from I want to say either Atlanta or New Orleans, but her name like Tokyo Jets.
Don't know her yet.
Yeah, like she cool though. She cool. Of course, you got Asian Dog, you got Mulatto, you got man. But yeah, shout out to the women of hip hop and shout out to Raspity for getting lyricist of the year, man. Like that's big though to get lyricist of the year. Come on now, like you out here.
I saw Mulatto freestyle on
I've never seen a freestyle before.
She be ripping.
It was fire.
I think she probably the coldest lyricist out of all the females right now.
Mulatto?
Yeah.
That's interesting. I ain't really like checked her out yet, but I am though. I
ain't so much like going off of like how her whole album was and comparing her to Meg and all that. I'm talking about like if you just had like listen to they cadences, you know what I'm saying? Listen to their styles.
Yeah.
She's a little more like polished.
That's what I liked about Cardi though. Even if like folks like she didn't write those first tracks or whatever, like the big ones. But when you listen to her on a beat, it's like, yeah, she's supposed to be on that whole like it's her cadence, it's her delivery. I love listening to her spit, bro. Like I don't think nobody else could have made them songs pop the way she made them pop because one key ingredients in all of this shit is you gotta have your own stamp, your own swag. You gotta have that star power. And Cardi is definitely a star, bro. Like, and I love that about her. As soon as I heard, Lisa's blood shoot, I was like, oh, who is this? What is this going on? Oh, loving hip hop? Like, okay. And I was jamming that shit every time nigga went to the club or something. I'm a grown ass man out here banging that shit. That beat was stupid. It was stupid. Every time I'm going to the club, I pull up in that shit. I don't care.
I'm pretty sure
I don't care.
Playing it before
I'm gonna bang that shit, bro. But yeah, man. But staying in hip hop though, what you think about the new verses with Jeezy and T.I.?
Who you think gonna win?
I don't even think it's a competition.
In which way?
T.I.?
Wow, you on T.I. side. Wow, see, this is going back to an argument.
I'm going to say Jeezy's first album, I'm not going to lie. That's in my top 10 for personal records. I wouldn't say from like a just all hit, but for personal, that summer, like it was like a snowman summer, bro. Like that shit was ridiculous.
I got my license that year. Let me tell you.
Yo, I had a 96 white Ford Explorer, bro. And I had two 12s back there with a 1200 watt amp. Listen, I'm burning amp after amp up because I don't even want to spend this amount on an amp or whatever. But man, I was banging that like crazy, my dude. Just riding around there. I ain't got no rims, no paint job, no nothing. Just a 96 Ford Explorer, bro. And we was out here. That hell was white. Cocaine white. We was out here. But Jeezy fire. Like, I don't want to disrespect him, but I'm just saying, T.I. catalog from lyrics to hitters, like, go through his tracks, bro. You gonna get through an hour and some straight hits, bro.
I used to bump them both heavy.
I still bump T.I. though. That's the difference. Like, I still bump T.I. He still got the hit track. His new album is Libra. Check that hoe out, bro.
I had a chance to play it.
It's
Yeah,
fire. He did it again. He got another one.
man.
It's a track on there with his son. It's him and his son. His son spitting, and his other son produced it. And it's probably the best track on there. Like his son that's spitting, he killed that hoe. I was like, that's his daddy boy. Goddamn. Goddamn. But yeah, I'm with it though. I'm excited for it. I think it's gonna be dope because those are two dudes from my childhood that will always be there, bro. Like always. So I'm definitely excited for that. Who you think gonna win?
I honestly don't know, man. Cause this remind me of an old high school conversation we used to argue about like who was the real trap king. And, you know what I'm saying? Who had a better
Boy, this
catalog?
fly
Yeah,
going crazy.
ain't nothing changed. It's still the same two, same catalogs, just a little more expanded. And it's like, man, they both give you a different vibe. That's like, hey, from the streets, Jeezy, you know what I'm saying? He spit nothing but cold.
Straight cold, bro. Straight cold. Like I'm saying, he got something that ain't even mainstream, but to the hood, when that shit come on, it's like, oh, okay. Like, yeah, that's it.
And T.I., he still give you street, but you know what I'm saying? He still give you that essence of, you know what I'm saying, like you can have whatever you like. You know what I'm saying? Like anybody can relate to that song, whether you from the street or not.
See,
You know
I gotta add T.I., he give you a little bit of like, yeah, you can have what you like if you're willing to get out here and get on your grind. And then he gonna tell you how. I remember it was one track he had like years ago. I can't remember the name of it right now, but he pretty much broke down the whole. If you're gonna be in this game, he broke this shit down like how to get started. And then in another one, he told you about, you know, all the consequences of the shit that come with it, you know. But yeah, like I'm talking about step-for-step instructions. T.I. was more like that teacher, teach you how to do this. Jeezy was more like, hey, my nigga, like this is what it is and this is how I did it, you know, but I'm not finna, you know, explain it. Either you know the code or you don't. You feel me? So, but yeah, I think that's the difference. But that's why I say T.I., he can go further with it because he got that wide spectrum and then it's hits in every one of the spectrums of from education to just straight hood talk. He got a track that I used to want to fight somebody on every time I heard it, bro. Every time I heard it, bro.
I ain't gonna lie.
Stand up.
He does have a more expansive or
We can
variety.
throw them hands up. Stand up. Huh?
I say he does have a more expansive catalog, as far as not being so street, but then kind of a little more commercial. Jeezy don't have too many commercial songs. I think everybody's favorite commercial Jeezy song would be the one with him and Kanye. Can't Tell Me Nothing remix.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then after that, it'll probably be I don't know what would be your second.
But the reason I say it's not even a competition because T.I. got the commercial, but he got a lot of tracks like Jeezy that's like they not known big on mainstream, but when you play them, like the song that I was just singing, I think you got T.I., you got Lil Wayne on it or whatever, but yeah, it's that stand up. You don't like when you see me, then buck swing when you see me. We can throw them things up, stand up. Like that song. I used to want to fight somebody every time I heard that song, but it was so fire. Then Wayne up on that whole thing so smooth. We talking about riding out tonight. Chill out, man, chill out. But yeah, I'm going with T.I. for sure. Huh?
Everything when what's that song? Look this shit up. It's a song with young Jeezy and Lil Wayne.
And who?
Lil Wayne.
And Lil Wayne. Oh, those two had to have one though together though, you know, because they pretty much was in that same area too. But Wayne just was on top, like 07, 06, 07, 08. That was like Wayne time.
Man, I just miss the old culture, man. I ain't gonna never let it go. Just give me a good mixtape, but hey, I gotta go to that pip to go get it. You know what I'm saying? This Apple stuff is kind of burning.
Man, I don't know, but I'm looking forward to it. What do you think? Like T.I., he was supposed to be with Buster. Well, they were talking about like getting Buster had answered T.I.'s call, you know what I mean, and said, I'll go at you or whatever. Me and you can do the verses. But then T.I. was like, nah, it's the age gap too far where it's like, you know, it's you was in a whole nother generation. Huh?
What?
Yeah, because Bus came out in the early 90s, bro. You talking about
Okay.
yeah, so and all of his hits was mainly in the 90s. T.I. was in the early 2000s and all of his hits were in the, you know, early late 2000s. So but I get it, but I don't know. I think it don't really matter the era because music is music, and if they're compatible, then it would have been a double match. But I think Bus, don't sleep on Bus with his energy too. Like that's Bus, and shout out Bus because he just dropped the album today. October 30th is when we doing this here podcast. So but yeah, so it's out right now, so y'all can go cop that whenever y'all listening to this or watching it or whatever. And I'm looking forward to checking that out because that's Bus, and Bus always been one of my favorites, man. That boy is a monster.
Who was your first favorite rapper?
Damn, see,
He was mine. Busta Rhymes was mine.
he was your first favorite rapper?
My first favorite rapper. And then after him, it was Mace, it was Diddy, it was Q-Tip.
My first favorite rappers was like all Texas. It was just like I didn't listen to anything outside of Texas really because that's all I knew. That's all my older cousins and big brothers were playing. Now, when I moved to Cali, like in the elementary, I kind of started, but I was still listening to Texas music. I would bring it with me, you know, and like shit, and listen to the same songs over and over because it was like chopped and screwed, and nobody else was doing chopped and screwed, you know. So that's all I really knew was chopped and screwed. So I had like, you know, Slim, Chameleonaire was one of my favorites. Zero, Pokey, Charlie Boy, shoot, Tum Tum, Lil Kiki, like them was like my like gods of the game then, you know what I mean? Like they still are. Like they legends to me. I grew up on them for real. Paul Wall, like, yeah. The People's Champ. That was my boy because he was the first white boy that I was like, he really spitting, bro. Like he really spitting. Like he was the first white boy that I listened to. It was like, oh shit. He white? Because I thought he was black the whole time. And then I finally saw him like in person and he was white. And I was like, okay.
I thought Paul was Hispanic.
Who?
I thought Paul Wall was Hispanic.
Nah, he a white boy. Like he looked like a white boy. He might be Hispanic. I don't know. He a white boy. He got a black wife. Always had like a black wife. But yeah, he as real as they come though. Like he dude cool as a fan though. Like for sure. But yeah, he was the first white boy that I saw. I was like, okay, white boys really do be spitting. Then I heard Eminem and all of them later. You know. I was like, yeah. I was only on Texas shit, bro. I didn't know what y'all was on because y'all didn't do it chopped and screwed. Like, we still used to get y'all songs and shit from the East Coast and stuff and, like, chop and screw them myself. But, yeah, I was just on Texas shit. And then, you know, I started getting into high school and stuff. And I started expanding. And then my next favorite was Ludacris. I thought that boy is highly underrated. His punchlines is second to none.
He had a strong decade.
Luda and Fabulous got the best punchlines by far.
You said Luda and Fab?
Luda and Fabulous. Best punchline rap, I think is Luda and Fab, bro. Of this generation, of their generation, they were like the best, hands down. And probably even still to this day.
So you just gonna skip out on Jadakiss?
On who?
On Jadakiss.
Who? Speak up.
Jadakiss.
Oh, Jadakiss. Punchlines? I think Jada more like, well, yeah. You right. Well, Jada gonna automatically leap both of them because he in my top, But I don't know about, is Jada a punchline rapper though? Because Jada be spitting in like storytelling and shit like that,
He still have punchlines.
He do. It do be a lot of lines in there. A lot of bars, but I don't think people really consider him a punchline rapper though. Now Luda for sure, like you can't even, every line he got is gonna end with a punchline. Like every bar is gonna end with a punchline, like something that's to stand out. Every single line. But yeah, I don't know. But Jeezy and Ti, I'm definitely looking forward to that. Busta, I can't wait to check out that album. That's gonna be experience, a nostalgic. So, but yeah, that's see what else is going on. Stuff in Philly, so we gonna touch on that a little bit. We had another shooting. It was in one in Philly, and then you were telling me before we started about one in Chicago too, or a couple in Chicago. But yeah, the one in Philly is causing a lot of riots and protests and looting, and or at least that's what the news is showing. And the young man that passed or that was murdered or whatever by police was Mr. Walter Wallace Jr. Happened in West Philly, and I know you up on the story, bro. So, what are your thoughts on it so far? Everything you've seen with the riots and the protests, and just everything that's going on, like this again, and
I think it's just a little played, man. We keep saying the same things. I just feel like, again, it's just another example. Given the backstory, I guess the family had called the police, saying that their son was at a threat to him, himself, and everybody else, whatever. So the police came out there, and when you see the video, it's like they had their guns in their hands, like they was fucking playing laser tag, like oh shit, go this way. Then so that dude came to where they could clearly shoot him while hitting a car or some shit. They just lit into him. It's like, man, y'all can't just shoot once just to disarm. You know what I'm saying? You motherfuckers always got to do an overkill. And that's why it's like, again, even if you didn't even have to shoot your gun, I mean, you got a taser. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's two of you. One could be a decoy. Somebody else could take him down. You could pepper spray him. Like, there's all kind of like tactical things that they could have did. But again, society's not pressuring these entities to say, hey, man, like we're paying our taxes for you guys to protect and serve. How about you start protecting and serving?
Right.
Instead, you know what I'm saying? Instead of, this whole narrative of, if he's black, just take him down and take him out, where, these white dudes do the same thing. He could have a gun in his hand and that motherfucker gonna walk home. You know what I'm saying? Like, treat everybody with the same decency and respect. You feel me?
Yeah, for sure.
Do a job, you know what I'm saying? Do that job respectfully, you know what I'm saying? To yourself and everybody in that community that you serve in. And that's, whether you black, white, Hispanic, like the color and the race doesn't fucking matter. Like, it's the job and what you're doing. Like, fulfill those duties and obligations. And so, we all can come together and be like, hey, you know what? I do appreciate the police in my area when it's respected. You know, as a black man, I'm always gonna feel how I feel about y'all, especially till things change. But it's like, these is the main reasons why people feel the way we feel about you. So that video, I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of people have seen it by now. It's, you know, it's pretty fucked up, man.
Yeah, I haven't watched it because I'm just tired of watching them. But I've been thinking like just maybe I need to out of respect. I don't know, just to see, but I don't even know if that makes sense to most people. But yeah, it's just tired, man. I don't even really know what else to say about it, bro. Like you said everything. It's like here we go again. And before you even describe what was on the video, I've heard like other descriptions of it too, and you know, but I already knew what it was. It's like just something that didn't need to happen. That's all. That's all it was. So now we got another kid, you know, gone from us. Um, Another member of our, you know, Black family taken from us too early, too soon, when it could have been avoided in a lot of ways. And now you got the riots and everything in Philly, and it's like I don't even care. I don't even care about the riots at all. I'd rather you go to their other neighborhoods and stop doing this shit in our own neighborhoods and like fuck they shit up. Like I just don't care what the if y'all gonna continue to blatantly like continue to do this and disrespect us, like then what's the point, bro? Like you gotta hear some type of way because you're not hearing us. All that is just rage and anger. That's all that is.
People, I just hate when people riot in our neighborhood. Why are we in our neighborhood? Like that's displacing the energy in the wrong place. If you're gonna displace it, like
Yeah, I was gonna say like I prefer us not to riot and take other action and do something that's real, that's actually going. But I understand why they're doing it, and I'm just saying I don't care that they're rioting or rioting and tearing up shit. It's like whatever they saying we don't own the block or whatever. They still got to live there, and they just tired of being treated like second class citizens, even third class citizens or whatever, or like animals, you know, in their own homes. And that's what all this shit about. Folks is tired, bro. Like if we got to keep doing all this just to get some respect, man, and get treated like everybody else, then I don't know what you want me to say right now and tell them. No, don't do that. Don't feel that angry to where you feel the need to destroy something or tear something up. How can I tell them that when I feel the exact same way? So I just want us to direct it, like you were saying, like use our energy in a more focused effort and and actually shoot at something that's real, you know. And by shoot at, I mean aim or make moves in the direction that's actually gonna see shit get done, you know? Like actually flexing our muscle. This ain't really flexing our muscle. Like yeah, they know we can tear up shit already. We've been doing that shit all 2020. So, and we've been doing that before that. So this is like, what's next now? You know? The initial response to anger and eluding and shit, I get it. The initial response is anger. I gotta release this shit. But now, you know, what's up now? It's the end of 2020 coming to an end. It's Halloween tomorrow. We finna go into Thanksgiving season. This shit been happening all year long. Even with the rising protests, we've had multiple people still get murdered and shit. Unjustly.
saying all kind of.
What they want me to say, bro?
I don't know, man. Everybody kind of showing their little evil head right now, man. You got people trying to kidnap the government.
For no reason. I ain't did nothing to you, fam. I don't even know you. Just treat me with the same respect you would treat one of your white neighbors with, bro. Why your guns out right now, fam? Am I really I didn't see the video, so you tell me how many officers were there out there to get that one man? It was two.
But again, once, like, when you watch this video, like, just like, cause the video is being shot from somebody else's car, and they like shoot from the window back like this, and like it's like so the officers are on the side of the street, and they're trying to get the dude to come out and all this other stuff. So the dude ends up coming out, and they're like, like playing around. Like, it's like, dog, y'all niggas is just ruthless. Like, you can't just say, all right, man, bang, you know what I'm saying, or put it down or whatever. Like, what's up with all these damn flyers? So it's like, again, bro, you've seen it a million times. At this point, they really like they playing the game. I've been curious, just like I wonder how many people have really been going out to vote. I wonder how
I'm
many.
curious for that too.
I've been wondering, like, what it's going to look like on election day, but even after election, like, how many people are going to start to run for like offices, like in their own communities, being an alderman, being an alderwoman. It's not always being the mayor or being some big figure. Like, I know I aspire to be an alderman one day. Why? Because I want to have an initiative for the community I live in. Not wait for you to come, to the mayor and everybody else with the problems, but, oh, well, the schools look like this.
What exactly is an alderman, like their duties?
So an alderman, essentially, like, they sit on the board. They're a lot of times unpaid. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like like they in for the money, but you really are trying to be an advocate for your community. So it's like whatever community I choose to live in. You know what I'm saying? I aspire to, just like with everything else at my job, with people and relationships, every relationship I have in life. If I don't add to it, brother, I don't need to be a part of it. Same with people in your life. They don't add to it. They don't need to be a part of it. You know what I'm saying? It's good to disconnect from things that weigh you down. So it's like, if you're a part of this community, how can you uplift it? You know what I'm saying? Just like if you live somewhere, don't just go to work and just go home. We'll drive around, see how the roads look. You know what I'm saying? See how the schools look. Look at the schools. What are the schools learning? You know what I'm saying? What's the initiative that you're pushing into these kids? Stop giving them this dumb shit, bro, and giving them more practical skills. So the only thing that's gonna happen is if you're not an official who has the heart of the people, and this is what's wrong with a lot of our governmental officials, they in it for the money. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these people are already rich. You know what I'm saying? They play into the whole color scheme. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm like, bro, I don't really want to be a big politician, none of that, bro, because I'm not nice like that. You feel me? Like, a lot of people in corporate America already don't even like my demeanor. They think it's an attitude. So it's like, hey, I'm not one to appease feelings and people, but when it comes to getting the job done, bro, I'm all about that. And when I go in on something, I go all the way in, and that's just how it is, bro. So I'm like, hey,
I respect that.
the alderman just for off of that, because I want to be like, hey, man, people call and be like, hey, man, sir, this is what's going on. I'm gonna look into that. I'm gonna make sure that we get something going on that. Because what happens is you just gain more resources. You know what I'm saying? You find a friend that, you know what I'm saying, that knows how to do something, and it could cost a little bit of a dollar than what it would have cost the city to pay somebody else that already works for the city. But why keep paying these people all this money for them to just pretty much get over on the city? Oh, I'm gonna halfway fix it, and they have to call me in 6 months. And look, man, if you're gonna do something, do it right, man. I like excellence with everything.
Yeah, but that's what we need, though. We need somebody that's lots of somebodies that's going to do it right and really have our best interests at heart and really get shit done. That's who we need to find so we can vote them in office. But I am curious to know how many people are voting and how many people are really going out there and taking this thing serious.
Don't wait till election day, man. Like, people have had.
No, because lines are gonna be crazy out there.
Month, brother.
Yeah, lines are gonna be crazy. So definitely go out there if you can. Go early, man, because it's not as many voting places around. They removed a lot of them, so just be mindful of that. And if you can vote early, go vote early, man. It's just super important. Y'all see what's happening. Y'all see these riots. Y'all see all this. Y'all see the frustration of the people, man. Like, this shit is real. It's 2020. We still putting up with a lot of the same shit, a lot of the same lies from the government and from these fucked up systems that we continue to play a part of, like a part in or whatever. By us just being complicit of this shit, you know, we just we know what's going on. I know people see it. I know y'all can see it. Y'all have to see that something is wrong. At the very least, see that something is wrong, and we need drastic change in this country. 2020 has been a shit show, bro. A shit show.
To say the least.
And we need we are becoming a laughing stock of the world. You know, so it's time for the people to stand up and do our part, man. Like, we need to get people in there, like he said, that's not just about the money, that actually have genuine interest when it comes to providing for these underprivileged communities, especially the Black community, which has been looked over for so long, way too long.
I mean, what do people think? What do you think people think it's gonna take to evoke change? Like, you know, we keep saying what we need, what we want, and like, can we really organize, sit down, you know what I'm saying, and find our expertise that can help us bring these things forward? You know what I'm saying? A lot of the stuff we're talking about now is what we are really, this generation is really finding that we're in the shoes that we have talked about for so many years, which is called pioneering.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We have to pioneer a lot of the stuff that we're talking about because it don't exist. And we also live in a world that's technology savvy, which is going to play a benefit for us, because that means a lot of that stuff is going to be, hey, if we start a business, I don't have to work for another white man. 1, 2, I can sit at my crib and do this business. And I can keep that money to myself, pay my taxes, spend time with my family, X, Y, and Z. So now you having that whole, so now it allows us to, 1, build our families, which is something that's really weird for the Black community. And that's just being honest. A lot of us don't come from, you know what I'm saying, well put together structured homes.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of us come from dysfunction, and dysfunction is our normacy.
I'm definitely a product of it.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, we want to talk about, you know, being real and being solid. Well, okay, let the king of being solid and real talk to you. Yeah. Like, that's what we need. And that's a lot of that stuff with changing and invoking that change and how we're going to change the mindset of our kids. Mm-hmm. It's going to come from ownership. It's going to come from coming with a plan, pioneering in every field and aspect of our lives, making sure that my bread touches your bread and, you know what I'm saying, my man's left and right, so that everywhere you look, hey, man, we own this. This is ours. You know what I'm saying? This is going to be my kids. My kids going to run this one day. And you just keep looking up like, man, bro, look what we really did. So where we, the ones that's on CNN or whatever else, and we 70 years old, and what was it like in 2020? Oh, man, it was a hell of a year, nigga. It's like for real.
It was wild, son.
And what did it take for you to get changed with the economy changing how it was, and going through a pandemic, and going through a racial war in a sense, and going through police brutality, and going through mental illnesses and you know what I'm saying, just awareness of your surroundings. Like, come on, man, we got to talk a lot of shit. There's a lot we say.
A lot of shit.
But it's like, hey, we've been saying, can we start changing, bro? Like, start being the pioneers and say, hey, bro, I'm gonna put forth an initiative, and this is what the initiative is, and we gonna make sure we don't even allow our own people to be homeless no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you Black, you know, we got a facility for you, and it's not to segregate, but we gonna make sure we look for ourselves first, like, because nobody else looks for us. Nobody else looks out for us. You know what I'm saying? I hate the fact that a lot of people are feeling Trumpy because this motherfucker cut you a $1,200 check. Well, look around the world; they been getting paid this whole time. You know what I'm saying? They ain't get a $1,200 check. They got most definitely like $3,000 and $5,000 of checks. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't one.
Yeah, for sure.
So I appreciate you guys for once being a little humble about something, but that's not it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That right there is being a sellout, because it's like you're easily bought because you felt like, oh, well, the government giving away money? Oh shit, you were entitled to that money, you idiot.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that was your money.
I tell people that all the time. Like, bro, they giving you your money back. Like, what is going on? Like, what is this crazy? Why is he so popular right now? Like,
good. And then what
Pay taxes for backup plans and shit like
I
this.
realize what plays into Donald Trump's hand is the fact that not only did he cut the check and it has his name on it, right? Not that he really cut the check. He has someone to yay and nay it, right? Has his name on it. But remember when he first was getting in office, I'm gonna be so good and do so much for the black community. This is him kind of contorting and twisting those words and saying, hey, look what I did for you. I'm sorry, sir, everybody got the same check. So it wasn't a special thing. But to a dummy, oh my God, this is the first president to... Y'all so easily bought, bro. You're so easily bought.
Man, it's like,
It's sad.
I don't know. I second everything that you said. And I think that's what it's going to take for us actually really truly coming together. Like, I know we say it and it's starting to become like this, I don't know, just some bullshit to say. But that's really what it's going to take. Like, we actually coming in, putting our money together, spending with us within the community, allowing our money to stick and bounce around in the black community for days and weeks and months. You know what I mean? Like, that's what it's going to take. Like a true unified effort in front. So, but then when you give me, that story at the end when you told me about the people that are, jumping up and down over $1,200 and how easily bought they are, that is also true. And that is one of the reasons that's going to always prevent us from coming together is we have been brainwashed about the almighty dollar, bro. Like brainwashed about just so many different things.
We're not even going to be on $1 in the next couple of years, bro. It's going to move to a whole different currency.
Bro.
Especially the American dollar has no weight. It has no
Do
weight.
you know how much we spend on military shit, bro?
I can tell you. I wrote a whole paper on it. I wrote a whole paper
Bruh,
on theology.
I mean, it's mind-blowing numbers, right? Ridiculous a year.
Gas alone.
We talking about a year, bro. Ridiculous. And we got problems with education, with all this shit. And people cannot seem to see, like, bro, they can help you. They just don't give a fuck about you. You're not important enough now.
Watch this. So when I wrote this paper, right, we were talking about global poverty in America. We was also talking about national poverty around the world. What you call it? Being in the military at that time and having to write these papers, right?
Yeah.
And then having to give like real numbers and facts to what I was talking about. Cause I had to watch videos and then like I was in the field while I was writing this shit. I just had to have my notes with me and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, there's so many times we'd be just sitting somewhere in the field, all the trucks running. We not even moving. We'd do that for hours. Motherfuckers be outside smoking little cigarettes, doing what they doing. You know what I'm saying? Crowding around each other, talking, playing around, whatever. All because we just staging, but the trucks are still running.
Yeah.
All the trucks running, and the vehicle that we all are riding on ain't got no heat or nothing for everybody else, because we like in a big ass, truck. You know what I'm saying? Like, get out, boys type shit. Like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, dog, there is no heat unless you're inside the truck. So like, with all these, you know what I'm saying? It might be like I'm talking about a fleet, bro. I'm talking about you might have your whole battalion out there. So your battalion, you talking about at least 6 companies. 6 companies, you know what I'm saying, do that. That's more than 500 people. So it's like, bro, you just got these trucks running and we not going nowhere. So when you look up how much how you said, how much the military spends, and then if you break down all the allegations of where that money goes, you look at just gasoline alone, bro, $14 billion. Half the time we not going nowhere, brother. Turn the fucking vehicle off while we over here polluting the air. So now you're talking about global warming and everything else. That's why I'm like, bro, I done took so many sociology classes, bro. I can't help but to think macro with a lot of things because like I speak micro, I try to, but I'm always trying to get to like the start and the end of shit.
Yeah.
I might skip a little bit of the in between, but I'm like, bro.
Yeah, you want everybody to get the full picture.
Bro. Because even in the military, if you don't spend like just like most companies anywhere else, you have things allocated, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you have funds for 2020 that you don't spend, like a lot of companies, watch this, they had a pandemic. Well, shit, they ain't had a chance to spend the extracurricular activity funds that was allocated for their staff or whatever else, right? So with some of them, they might tend, especially with the military or federal jobs, they tend to, oh, well, we didn't use that shit this year. And it's 50, the shit might, let's say 50,000, for the year or for the quarter.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we're going to give y'all 35,000 because y'all didn't spend that much. So now, you're going to have 35,000 to work off of. So every time, you pretty much don't have that replenished and it's not needed, that fund ain't going back up.
Bro, when I knew the government threw away money, right? When I started getting like government contracts, like for like to shoot something or not shoot with a gun, but with a camera, huh?
I thought you were talking about like wild boars.
No. Like to go film or go do like the news station that I worked at had like did some things with them. And the shit that I would see they would like spend money on, or like the contract that they would get and what they were getting paid for, like what the government was paying them to do certain things. It was like ridiculous, bro. I was like, there is no way this check should be this fucking big, bro. Like, no way. I was like, oh, they just giving away money out here. They just out here being completely frivolous. Frivolous. But shit. Where did this dude go?
Oh, I had to do something.
Well, King IU has disappeared on us over here. I guess he's trying to catch a bird or something. I don't know what's happening right now. But yeah, so it's been pretty eventful, man. And it's just, we have to come together, have to have this unity, have to get it on track. We need one another as much as we want to be independent and be, on our own and for self. And I'm going to get this bag. Like, we really need each other out here. It's not even a question anymore because individuals just aren't able to get it done. We got to be a unified front out here because they killing us, man.
Yeah, we got to be the family again.
They killing us. And they just continue to do it. It seems like they don't care. It's no justice for the people that are being killed. And I don't know. I just know we need something new. We need to do something new. Because what we've been doing ain't working, bro. It ain't working at all. What'd you say was going on in Chicago, though, with that other killings that happened in Chicago?
It was in my hometown, Waukegan. And pretty much we had a 19-year-old young fella who was with his girlfriend. Pretty much he got shot and she got shot. He died. She's in recovery. I think she's okay now. But the last report I read, they just immediately
19.
They had fired the officer had fired who shot him.
He was a baby.
Yeah, bro. Then he had a kid too. So
damn, that's sad to the motherfucker, bro.
Again, so it's like
a baby with a baby.
You tired of having the same talk. Whether it's in Chicago, New York, somewhere in the South, somewhere on the West Coast, it's the same shit, bro.
Yeah.
And we all tired.
So, what they doing about it? Nothing? Oh, what's going on?
The cop is fired. But it's just like, for me, I never saw my hometown like hitting the shit like that.
Yeah.
even though it is a bad, police area, you feel me?
Yeah.
Like, like they profile hard. But at the same time, it's like, I never saw that coming to my hometown. Especially not while all of this shit's going on. I just, man, it's everywhere, bro. I ain't got nothing else to say about it. It's just everywhere.
Man, it's fucked up out here, B. It's fucked up out here. And, man, it's like you want to see a light at the end of the tunnel, like this shit gonna change something, but it ain't gonna be. We got too much work to do, bro. It's like, where do we even start at this point? This shit, the boat's leaking from everywhere. Which one do we need to patch up first to survive a little longer? Like, shit.
Man, bro. So, not to go back on the boat and shit, but it's kind of disheartening seeing your boy Lil Wayne.
Oh my God! I was just thinking that a while ago because I said his name, but we was moving on, and then I've been thinking about it this whole time. I was like, man, this nigga got a whole Trump train or some shit happening.
Him, Lil Pump, and 50 Cent, the Three Stooges.
Okay, but
I mean,
Chelsea Handler.
I love 50 Cent, bro. I fucking love 50, bro. But the shit he be doing sometimes, bro, I be like, man,
Bro,
it's all about the money for him.
On everything. This is the reason that I have never been a 50 Cent fan. I respect him, and as far as the TV side of shit and all that, like he killing it, he doing his thing. That's a fact. He's always been doing his thing, even when we thought he was down. You know what I mean? So he's always been building and growing. I respect him 100%, but I ain't never been a 50 Cent fan. Even in his height with the Get Rich or Die Trying album, it was a great album, and I couldn't deny it. But I didn't want to like it just because the shit that he was on, bro. Like, he was trying to fight everybody in the game. And I'm coming from nothing but Texas, like rappers and shit, where it's like a lot of unity down here because we on our own. So the hip hop community, like, they cool, they stick together and shit. For the most part, it's just small beefs here and there and shit, but nothing too major. But that's the reason. He just used to get into it with everybody and always trolling. And I felt like that was his platform. Like, he figured out a thing for success with the 9 gunshots, the shit with Irv Gotti and Ja Rule and shit. When he came out, the hype around his album could have been almost anything, and it would have went platinum. You know what I mean? Like, just for folks to buy this first one to see, it was so much buzz and hype around him. When he generated that much buzz and hype, bro, a light bulb went off in his head. He's been doing it every fucking since. That's why I can't. It's like, bro, you a brilliant dude. Just use your superpowers for something else other than trolling. Because that's because the white girl that he was dating or whatever, the one that came out and said, I'll have, Chelsea Handler or whatever, she was, told him,
I got
no, she went on the Breakfast Club and said that she talked to him and gave her permission to say, what I mean, I'm definitely voting for Biden and all that shit. And now you telling me he back on the Trump train?
See, thing is,
he jumped back on that motherfucker.
Real quick.
What's going on, man? Talk to me. Talk to me, bro.
Real quick.
God damn. I need another blunt. What's happening, man? God damn. They fucking with me, bro.
You really gonna tell me right now that you was more Murder Inc. than you were 50? The G Unit?
I was a what?
That you was more of a Murder Inc. fan than G Unit.
I ain't gonna lie. Chill out, bro. No. We finna get into some real touchy shit, bro. I used to fuck with Ja Rule and Irv and them, though, bro. And Lloyd and Ashanti. I used to fuck with them. But Ja was Man, you can't tell me Ja ain't have hits, bro. Ja a legend in the game, bro. Fuck the bullshit, bro.
But once
Fuck
50
the bullshit.
bro, it was like, bro, it was like he ended that man's career, bro.
Nah.
I was middle school, bro. Like,
I just wanted Ja to come back with something. I'm like, this nigga bullying you out here, bro. And then he came back with Clapback like a year and a half later or some shit. And I was just like, bro, where the fuck was this at when the shit first popped off? I don't know what was going on behind the scenes, why he couldn't or whatever, but.
No, they did. By that time, they had the federal charges and shit, so you can call that.
Yeah. I feel him, but god damn, bro.
Honestly, I ain't gonna say 50 Cent killed their career. I want to say that, but given real facts,
it was the perfect storm.
The federal.
It was a perfect storm, bro. Yeah.
Shit, bro.
It was just right timing and all that shit. Like it all hit Murder Inc. at the same time. Like they had too much on their plate to go deal with this nigga every day. He trolling and shit. You know, they can't go chase him around and shit. But yeah, bro, I didn't really fuck with. I like Lloyd in G Unit though. Banks or whatever. I did fuck with Lloyd Banks though.
Young Buck. I ain't really give a fuck about
Young Buck had some hitters too though. A couple, and you know what I mean. And shout out to Young Buck and whatever you going through down there, bro. We praying for you, my G. Like you know, that dude got a lot going on. I don't really know the particulars to it, but God bless my brother.
It don't matter. Pray for that.
Huh?
I said it don't matter. Just pray for
yeah. But yeah, though, man, I was a Murder Inc. fan. I ain't gonna lie, you know. But I was young around that time, though, so you know, I had the braids and shit. Like, you know, I was like little Bow Wow. That was cool.
You see the do-rag, nigga? Get the fuck out of here, nigga. It was G Unit with the G Unit motherfucking get up. You know what I'm saying? With some black forces. Yeah,
nigga, my older brother was G Unit to whatever. The little tank tops that had dropped that was just like the strap right here. And it was the nigga, my brother had all them hoes in every color, bro. That nigga thought he was really 50.
50 was funny, bro. With the
Juice, you know you thought you was 50 back in the day, nigga. So,
every skinny nigga out there.
Nigga out there in the motherfucking little tee. Yeah, nah. I was
bro.
way too skinny back in the day for that shit, nigga. So I was Murder Inc. Nigga, I was like, all right, nigga, I wear t-shirts, tall tees and shit.
Right,
nigga.
I had one and that shit just looked long on my ass. Like I ain't had no chest, nigga. It was just.
Nigga, I didn't start. Nigga started getting a little weight on me until I stopped growing. And that shit was a wrap. Now, nigga, I rock the G Unit, my nigga. You know. You know what I mean? But yeah, nigga. I don't know, but what's going on with the whole is Wayne? Who is it? Wayne 50?
And Lil Pump.
Look, see, I can't even respect that whole. I feel like it's all trained. I know 50 of them just nah, man. Is it only them three though?
Yeah, I mean, I know it's about the money.
Wayne did a lot of suspect shit though over the last few years though. I don't know what's happening with him, bro.
How he is when it comes to, you know, who he feels gonna benefit him. I mean, but that's what voting is about, bro. You know, I ain't gonna. Again, no shade to them niggas because they.
Yeah, for sure.
You already know how it's gonna go. Of course, if the motherfucker talking about, hey, bro, we gonna be collecting $40,000 from y'all niggas in taxes. Bro, y'all got it, but okay, like, of course you don't want to give it up. You know what I'm saying? That's a Birkin.
Yeah. So, I had already gone into a whole spew on folks supporting, you know what I mean, like doing that Trump shit. Like I went in on last podcast.
I know they can't be the only ones. I know that the rest of these rappers, they low key about it. They just not gonna be outspoken about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all, you know, everybody that ain't rich, yeah, y'all black folks go vote Biden. But I ain't gonna lie, I am voting Trump just because of my taxes and everything. So if he wins, it's like it's a lose win for them. You feel me? You know, end of the day, they rich.
I don't even know what to say, man. They out here.
Yeah. That classism is a thing, bro.
Cause it's a motherfucking problem, bro. It's like niggas get money and just like, bruh, like you know this. You've been paying taxes for years, my dude. Like, you know this nigga's a bad person or at least a bad president. And I'm going to say bad person because nigga got like 53 rape allegations. When this goddamn, that's more than smoke right there, bro. Like, what the fuck is happening? How? I don't understand, man. I don't understand how he got in office. I don't understand a lot of the shit, but.
So let's rewind to how he got in office.
It's like, I get it, bro, but I'm talking about the basic. I mean, like, I understand how he got on.
Great, brother. He has.
But I'm just saying, I understand, but I don't understand because it's just like, with all the antics and shit, I don't see how people couldn't see, like, how do they let greed and hatred, like, cloud
it wasn't
vision so much?
It wasn't that apparent because remember, he was still the wolf pretending to be the sheep. You know what I'm saying? He was saying Hillary was doing this, fuck Bernie this, these people over here, you know what I'm saying, that's Republican, they, you know what I'm saying, they came and fuck with me. Hey, man, I'm representing Republicans, but hey, I'm not a politician.
Yeah.
So he's saying all the right things at the right time coming out of the Obama era, which a lot of white people didn't like, period. So it was already like,
yeah, I get all that. Yeah.
So it was, another perfect storm.
It was a perfect storm, but I'm just saying, like, people really this simple out here and this easily manipulated. Like you've been brainwashed over centuries, like, to hate another person because of the way they look, bro. Like, it's crazy. Do you not?
But
I don't understand how people can't see how stupid that is, bro. Like, how I don't like you because of the way you look. That is ridiculous.
But why are black people we really don't think like that? It's like, where's the science behind that, bro? Somebody please give me the breakdown to why we genetically don't think that way. We just, man, I'll fuck with you if I fuck with you.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's all this is. Like, bro, I don't want you to like me. Like, you ain't gotta like me, bro.
It ain't.
But just it's like,
disrespect me, brother. Disrespect. You know,
just move around. Like, we ain't gotta fuck with each other. Just don't get in my way and don't block me. Just move around. Just let me be me out here. If I fuck with you, I fuck with you. I don't really give a shit what you look like, what race, religion, and all that shit. I don't play into them stupid, like, oh man, I'm over here, can't even talk. I'm getting all amped up and shit because it's just stupid to me, dude. And it's hard to even articulate sometimes because it's just like, how are people this simple? Like, how is it possible? But it is, and it's very prevalent out here, man. It's crazy.
Having to articulate a life in a world that you live in or coexist in with other people, but you still walk in two different shoes. That's hard to, like, explain to people who can't ever walk in your shoes because of that underline that they're not black. You could be gay, you could be Muslim, you could be Christian, you could be whatever else, all these other derivatives of social classes and social groups of people that have the same belief of you.
Yeah.
But to walk as a black person, a black female,
mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I can't even speak on them. That's different. You know what I'm saying? But they also can't speak on what it's like to be a black man. Because everything about the black man is aggressive. It's either we aggressive or, you know what I'm saying, he's somehow lazy. I don't know how that came about, brother. Because it's like, when you look at me, you know what I'm saying, ask about me, and anywhere I've been, I'm the hardest working person.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't know how to stereotype that Mexicans work harder than black folks. They just come for cheaper labor. No shade to them again. They come with more people, cheaper labor. The person that's overseeing them is getting more of the dollar than they are, and they getting them a fraction of the cut. How do I know? Because I've worked in so many places where you have these temp agencies. Do the math of a temp agency. So it's like,
yeah, I'm 100%.
It's like, and that's why I'm like, bro, the whole conversation moving forward, even in the past, fuck talking about working for other people, bro. Let's just get our own. You know what I'm saying? Like, and there's nothing else to talk about. out. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather
I've
own
been there, bro.
my own stuff and work as hard as I want to, as long as I want to. You know what I'm saying? And go about my day.
Man, all I've ever even thought about I never thought about working for anybody. Like I'm gonna go and be, like something that's going where I gotta wear. I didn't want to be a cop or a firefighter or none of that shit. Like maybe in the NBA, so something like that, or the NFL or whatever. Like at first, but I've always just wanted to be a businessman. Like, I don't even know why. That's just always what I've always wanted to be. And it hasn't even been like ever. It's the reason I couldn't go into the military. Like, my grandpa was in the military, my dad, my uncles, like they were all in the military, and I could have easily went to the military. I had a scholarship to go play for Navy or whatever. Like it was many avenues to go there and many people that would have supported me for going, but I just couldn't do it because I just can't, be in that type of structure. I have to be like able to do what I want to do. Like I just have to, or I'm gonna have a fucked up attitude about it, and we just not gonna get along. Like I have to run my shit how I want to run it. I can take advice and I can take opinions and like all that type of stuff like all day, but at the end of the day, I have to be doing what I want to do, or I'm just not gonna want to do it. And it's just the way that I'm wired. And so I completely understand what you're saying, bro. And we don't need to be, we just need our own shit. Like, I know this is a fucked up thing to say, bro, but it's something that you actually have to think about. Like, was segregation a bad thing for us? Like, it's fucked up. Like, all we wanted to be was like included and everything equal and fair, and they still found a way to fuck that shit up, bro. Like, we just want to be equal. Like, so let's just get our own shit back, bro. If that's what it takes. I'm not tripping if you got like a white wife or something like that, or you have from black. We don't give a fuck about that, bro. We have never really that much cared about what your skin color was, unless you were trying to kill us and hang us and all that shit. Or if you're a cop and we see us, we're gonna be a little bit more tense if it's two white officers getting out of the car. It's just automatic. It's just gonna happen. So we have never gave a shit other than when our life was on the line about your skin color. Because of encounter with the cops these days for us is our life on the line. That's what it seems like all 2020. So I'm just to the point now where it's like, do we just go back to that? Like, was it a bad thing for us, bro?
I asked some old heads when I was still going to Texas State about that, right?
Okay.
When I was again taking another sociology class. And old heads from Austin, you know what I'm saying? Because again, going to Texas State, they in Austin. They was like, Austin, growing up in Austin, it was like the school system for them was a little bit better compared to when they merged, you know what I'm saying, like in the 60s, like AISD, the school my girl was at, Alec.
Who?
You know what I'm saying? ALC.
Okay.
So they was talking like we had to do a job at that school, whatever, right? And some of them was talking about, hey man, I remember going to this school and walk through this hallway, you got some of the old pictures, right? Talking about 1950,
Yeah.
1960, all this other stuff. And there's
All in old man. Yeah, it's a bunch of
yeah.
old pictures shit. I used to just stare at like, okay, this shit.
So they was explaining some of the shit to me in these pictures, right? And they was like, yeah, man, like this is like during segregation, you know what I'm saying? And they was like, hey, this is when, we was actually thriving. They was like, this whole area was owned by us, and we was doing this, and it looked like this. And then once segregation happened, that's when you started having gentrification.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They started going to gentrification. You're getting bumped out because they couldn't afford the property tax, whatever. So it's like, bro, he was like, man, a lot of people didn't have that same, back then financial understanding. Like, hey, bro, let me own this house. Let me make sure that I can pass it on to my kids. Let me
Mm-hmm.
fix it up and, get a good plot on a good house, not just get a house.
Yeah.
I don't have a good plot and it's just, somewhere just random, you know what I'm saying? Like, they finna come knock that bitch down and just turn it into a little mini plaza because he's the only house and it's like a big ass lot next to you. And you don't even own half of that. So it's like,
yeah. It's like literally they denied us long enough to think of a plan to fuck us, to make us think that shit was gonna be all right. But they really had like a loophole in there. They like move us out and around the way that they wanted. You know what I mean?
yep. And
That's crazy to even think about.
that's gerrymandering. So how pretty much how you get your school districts and
Yeah.
your towns and all of that, and how you but this is how big Austin is compared to this town is bigger, so Austin gets this. So when you got all these different laws, and then again how we was talking about, I think on the last podcast, how you have still laws that say in certain neighborhoods, black people are not permitted to live there, or a white man can't sell his house to a black person, X, Y, and Z. Like that shit still exists in a lot of different areas. So it's like until we debunk these systems, I mean, it's like damn, bro. It's like you kind of want to be like, damn, do I even want to live in that area if it's like that? You feel me? Because it's like I want to go somewhere where I'm appreciated, not tolerated, and I don't want to tolerate you either.
That's how I feel. A lot of the places that I even go, sometime, even in Austin, is like we're like tolerated or something like that. But I get certain vibes, bro, that just it makes me mad, and it's like, but I just like move on and go about my day and shit like that. But yeah, it's real hatred and shit. But that's that story that you just told about the old heads and stuff. I hear that all the time though from like old heads, like all around Texas, because I got family like all over Texas and shit. So, and in Cali and Florida and shit like that, about their own thriving communities. Like it's like in the small towns, you got club owners, you got shop owners, you had store owners and stuff, and they all OGs now in those small towns and stuff, and even the towns around them know who they are and know your family through them and shit. It's that small town stuff is just like that, but it was like one side of the tracks is black, one side of the tracks is white. You know what I mean? But on that black side of the tracks, they have their own communities, and a lot of them were thriving communities. And then you have what you said. They started bringing in, they took away segregation. Then you start getting stuff getting, gentrified, and the government coming in and building stuff and just taking property and shit like that, and redlining and all these other things that just got us trapped in hoods. And now they trying to buy up the hoods and move everybody out. So now there ain't gonna be no transportation and shit like that to get to their jobs that are in the cities. Cause now man, it's a wild game, bro.
Hey, Austin
It's
is
a
like the
cold game.
desert for that because there's no metropolitan system. You just had the bus system that only go so far and it don't run all night. You don't have trains that could bring you from Pflugerville into
They talking about getting trains to Austin though.
Hey, like they literally when they had the people do a survey last year when I was still working at the moving company, right? That's when they did the survey.
Mm-hmm.
So they did the survey pretty much going around all of Austin, doing all the ins and outs. They pretty much said you can't even you can't fix it. It's unfixable. Like I-35 is what it is because they never wanted Austin to, even though it's the capital, they never wanted to be like a big city. And so they intentionally made everything. That's why all of the city does, like if you're on the left side or the right side, it's just a big ass circle. You know what I'm saying? You only can go down certain streets and they just bring you right back to 35.
Yeah.
Turn right and then you make a left and then you be like, oh, yeah, I'm gonna go this way. And then you look up, I'm back on 35. Like, yeah, bro, because this shit just does a big ass loop-de-loop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They just built little neighborhoods in between and that's it.
Austin is hella segregated. Like it's very have and have not type of city now.
Yeah,
And it
especially
used to be, like when I used to come down here to see my aunt and stuff, but they lived in Hutto, right? And in Round Rock too. Those even used to, like, Hutto used to be a little 1A school. They had like a school and a Sonic and a store, and they were building a suburb and they had just built a school. It was like little, bro. Fast forward to 2020, and we talking about over like a 10-year span, it's ballooned out to like it's like a 5A school now or 6A or some shit like that. And then you got Round Rock, got like more schools in there. It's crazy. And then you got Austin, you got Tesla coming down here. All the tech companies moved down here. Oracle got 2 campuses down here. Apple, everybody, Google, Amazon got a new facility out, 2 new facilities out here. It's that boom, and they trying to move all of the lower class out. Like when I was in college and then doing my undergrad, I lived on Riverside, right? That was pretty much a mostly college student type of place, or like older Austin, like the real Austin people who are kind of like weird and shit, the ones that I love, they would be like on Riverside too. There's a lot of like weird activity and shit over there. But like great college environment, lots of parties and all that type of shit. Now you go on there, bitch, since Oracle is now over there, like their first campus, the big campus is over there, and they changed the whole lakefront, like it's lakefront everything. You got condos popping up everywhere, brownstones, bro, popping up everywhere. Then all the restaurants changing. You got the Starbucks are moved in. You got your Chipotle's are moved in. You got extra restaurants are moved in. And now they're moving everybody. It's no longer the same. We see folks jogging and shit all the time out, and it's it's a completely different vibe. It's like they took that and made it like a lakefront. Like, bro, we used to play frisbee golf over here. Like, what the fuck is this right here? What is this? I used to hoop over here. Like, yeah, it's wild, man. But it's a cold game, bro. It's a cold game. They get what they want. They find these loopholes and shit, and that's what having money do for you. It gets you in those rooms to get that type of information that's out there to make shit happen like that. Like, and we got to be in the rooms
imagine
to
being.
get our own shit, huh?
I said, imagine being the lawyer. There's a lawyer that has to draw up all that shit.
Oh man,
So
yeah.
They want everybody. You're always on payroll.
We need our own shit, bro. Like put our money together, spend our money in our communities and shit, and just grow our own banks. And that's why I love Killer Mike, bro. Like real shit. He could be either way, Republican or a Democratic point of view, but what he's always trying to do is better the black community and to actually build and do genuine things. Like they founded an online bank and shit like that, to get more money back going through the community and stuff like that, which is amazing, bro. Like that's the shit we need, the infrastructures that we need. It's banks, our own hospitals and clinics and shit like that, like the real shit, forms and stuff that we can, you know, be our own entity, as one, and just really, really make this shit fair. That's how we make it fair. We just get our own shit and we compete with them in the marketplace on the same level, because the money gonna make you equal, bro. I don't give a shit what you say. If we funding our own police forces and all that, like, come on. And when the state ain't got to worry about paying for it and all that shit, and you got the right people in office and shit that's gonna have your back, your best interests, and it's gonna help you pass laws and shit that you need, that's come with money and power. When you got the money in this country, because everybody follow the mighty dollar. So when you got the money, you got the power, and power is the only way that's gonna make these people do anything, bro. Like real power, not fucking up a market that's insured and probably gonna get them more money than it's worth. Like, nah, that's hitting where it really hurt, in the marketplace. We got just as many creatives, if not better. Like, we make this shit move. We make it shake out here, bro. Like real shit. from the music to the fashion to the everything. Sneakerheads is a real thing because of black people, bro. Jordans and shit, we make billionaires. We make billionaires on a regular. So why not make our own?
Only thing we don't have is a whole bunch of black animators.
It's a black animators.
Yeah.
It's some dope ones out there though.
There's some, but we don't have a lot.
But I'm saying though, but once those black kids know about them type of jobs, they ain't advertising that shit in the hood.
Yeah.
And they get money, bro. Do you know how much it costs to animate something? It costs a grip. It's one of the more expensive things to do in Hollywood. You know, like it's so many jobs and opportunities out here that we don't teach these kids, bro.
And all of that shit is using your imagination, like straight up.
Is what?
It's all about using your imagination and just making it just
using your imagination.
It is.
But that's all we ever did. I was watching. I went deep diving into YouTube last night, bro. Like I went into a tunnel, right? But on the other side of the tunnel, I came out on some pretty good content about Hannibal, right? And if people don't know who Hannibal is a black general of the Carthaginian army or whatever. They was basically the city that opposed and was like equal to Rome during that time until Rome finally got them and, you know, took over Carthage or whatever, right? So Hannibal was a black general though, right? He led his army. His dad before him led the army. And his dad, after his dad lost a battle to Rome, he made his son, I think he was like 8 or 9 at the time, something like that, made Hannibal blood promise to take down Rome, right? So fast forward to the future, he becomes the general of the army and shit. Rome, the most powerful country in the world at the time, or whatever you called them back then or whatever, but they was the most powerful nation at the time. So he goes 15 years fighting these dudes, right? Never lost a battle. The first battle or whatever, like the big battle that he chose to go up, he went through some mountains in the wintertime, right? Lost like 28,000 soldiers or some shit like that, some crazy number. And he didn't have that many to compete with Rome to begin with. Still went over there, had like, I don't know, I think like maybe like 16, 17,000 troops going up against 82,000 troops from Rome or whatever. They met in the battlefield. This nigga killed 70,000 of them. Destroyed Rome, right? Went on for 15 years. He lost one battle and retired because Rome had studied him for 15 years and used some of his own tactics against him or whatever. And he wasn't ready for that, or it caught him off guard because he just didn't imagine that they were actually like studying him, like his move, because he was beating their ass like every time. And Rome had a thing of taking other people's strengths and adding it to their own or whatever. So that was his one miscalculation, but he didn't die or whatever. He just decided to retire after that defeat because he was like probably already in his late 50s or 60s by then or something like that, like early 50s, I would say. But yeah, dope ass dude, right? But I say all that to say this. He used his imagination and creativity to beat Rome ass for 15 years, never losing a battle, right? Only until they studied him and had to. Still to this day, he is one of the most respected and studied generals in world history. I'm not talking about African or United, in world histories. They still study this man in the Pentagon to this day, right? Just fire. But you were talking about creativity and all that shit take creativity. It's always with us. It's just in us. That's why we move the needle like we do on everything, from fashion to music to just everything, bro. Tech, like we don't have that many people in tech, but if you look on a ratio for like people doing shit, like black people are on par when you calculate the numbers. You know what I mean? Like to everything. We just don't have that many people in that field because it's not advertised to us like that. That's some shit that Nip was trying to change. RP Nip though. But yeah, so I'm with you on the whole creativity shit and all that, bro. It's gonna be. We need to get this information though too. You know, these kids though. We need to start building, man. We got to start building. He been tearing each other down long enough. We got to start building. And yeah, that's all I'm gonna say on that though. But shit, bro, he been going for a little minute. I ain't even noticed.
About an hour, maybe.
It's been about almost 2 hours. Well, people, we went way over time. I got into it, start smoking and shit with this nigga on here, you know, man. But we're gonna go ahead and get on up out of here. Is anything that you want to tell them that you got upcoming, anything, or what's up?
Nothing right now, man. I'm still sick of the grind.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Well, whatever it is you got shaking and moving, you already know this your platform to let that shit shoot off, you know. And I'll be on the lookout for whatever. And I appreciate you, my brother. Y'all know where to find me for the most part. Mansa_JK on everything. MANSA_JK. And hit up the website www.rawbrilliancemedia.com and get podcasts, merch, articles, stories on the hip hop culture and shit. But yeah, new music videos. Go on there, check that out. Stream the podcast wherever you get podcasts or however you listen to this right now, though. But we appreciate you, though. This is Raw Brilliance, man. We out this thing. One.
Peace.